societies of the world has thrown at them. So it is very important that we reach out and become our brother's keeper. That is what Hands for Africa is all about. We are about the welfare of our people, welfare of Africans, the welfare of our brothers and sisters who are living amongst us. Yes, our goal is to empower children, empower women, empower those that we can reach in the little and the slightest way we can, so they can be able to find a bearing in life, so they can be able to kickstart something that will lead them to something bigger in life. That is the essence of Hands for Africa. So I like you to get to know why we are doing this. I don't want to mix issues. That is why we are here to educate you and to inform you what we are doing. Please, I want you to join me on this channel, and let us ride together. Yes, Hands for Africa Network. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining me wherever you are. It is your host, and we are so happy to have you join us. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh gosh, okay. As for Africa, and let me bring all those who are within our sphere. We have to connect to people around us and then also invite more people to join us. That is the essence of connecting. So please, I'd like you to seize the opportunity to share with your friends and family and those that are within your reach. Let them know about what Hands for Africa is doing, and I believe you will be blessed for so doing. Yes, yes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, thank you for joining us today. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining me. With God, all things are possible, Bible says, and I believe it is possible. There's nothing God cannot do. Everything is possible within God's reach, within God's mandate, within God's understanding of our humanity. I believe you and I can become instrumental to releasing those in need and those in bondage. And that is just exactly what we are going to be doing on this channel. So every day we're going to come forth with some kind of respite, some kind of solution to ongoing crises that are besetting our brothers and sisters and brothers in other nations of Africa going through stuff right now. So that is exactly the subject of this topic: humanitarian crisis in Africa and Middle East. Calling on authorities. Yes, that is the topic. Calling on authorities. Who are the authorities? Those who have the power to mitigate, taking a proportional toll on the people. And the crisis is not only uh, engulfing the human death toll, but also bringing about some high humanitarian crisis that must be mitigated. And that is why we have to call on authorities across Africa to be up and doing. So this is what we want to be talking about. You know, a lot is happening that people don't talk about. There are good things that have to be highlighted. Important matters are left unspoken of. But people talk of trivial things, they talk about useless things, they talk about baseless issues that are just so selfish, personal, and they are consuming and they are lost. So that is why Africa and the world, many people are going to hell. Hell is waiting for people because they listen to God. They have not listened to God and their conscience to see what we can do to stop the bleeding. Stop the bleeding. Yes, Sudan is bleeding profusely and is hampering the lifestyle of the people. People have not been able to come to terms with themselves since the warring factions have took it upon themselves to engulf that nation in bloody war. Yes, bloody war because of the death of uh, the uh, the rebel fighter who became the prime minister, supposedly a prime minister, and he got killed on a plane crash. So this has been a very tough situation for South Sudan, and the successor who came and took over is been engulfed in so many crises. So what are we seeing? We are seeing death. We are seeing wars. People are not taking it lightly. The rival faction, those supporting the dead prime minister, are not taking lightly. And so many things are happening in southern Sudan. So, and if you talk about the mother Sudan that gave birth to southern Sudan, they are also in crisis. That country is torn apart. It's torn apart, and there are as many as how many millions of refugees that are flocking into East Africa, come down Fulani. They said, well, they are going to be listening to the Fulanis in Niger, and they will not abide by the rules and regulations in Nigeria. So there is a breach of law, and the president of Niger that cannot interfere in Nigeria's matter because their fellow Fulanis are in Nigeria. So that is a problem that is besetting Rwanda and Congo at this point because of a divided loyalty between the two nations by the Tutsis. So yes, I wanted to. That is, I've had this knowledge uh, back in the days, and I'm still being refreshed to know about what is going on in this African country because I have a stake in African affair. I want to be a broker of peace by the grace of God, that this organization will grow to a point where I can be able to have a voice and speak in the affairs of nation because that is the mandate God has given me to broker peace and to be a voice of the voiceless and to be an instrument, a conduit of justice and peace amongst nations. And I want to be an ambassador of peace to the nation of African that are going through stuff. So I am praying that God will empower this organization as for Africa Network to be able to do a synergy and to have a uh, broader relationship with other like-minded NGOs along in other countries of Africa so we can have a broad-based association that will speak on the affairs that pertains to nation. That is going to be the new mandate. And this is just the beginning. And you are going to be part of this movement. We're going to be part of this movement of, yes, very a very thoughtful and well-meaning Africans who have what it takes to broker peace and interfere, or rather positively interrelate with other nations in view of what they are going through, to be able to cement and project the image of Africa in the light that is positive. So, if you are listening to me, this is an organization you have to be part of. Hands for Africa Network is going to be a massive humanitarian and politically affiliated organization that will go into the frontier of nation and speak to government with the uh, with the help of Africans that are well-meaning, Africans of good standing, Africans in the academia, Africans within the continent, and as well as Africans in the diaspora. We have to come together and form a broad-based, united front, so we can be able to not only just be a surrogate, but a force to reckon with, a force that will broker peace. And this peace will not just be in words or in paper, it will be reflected on the continent's yes, political and social fabric on a daily basis. We are going to champion the cause, and I believe God with us, we can do it. Yes. So that is what is going on in Congo. My advice to Paul Kagame is that he should, in a way and manner that is more accessible, he should be more cool-headed in terms of wanting peace. Of a veteran, is more of a veteran than the other leader, a veteran leader that has been there for more than 20 years. So you have what it takes. I believe we are all going to be one in this together. And if you are here on this live stream, please, I want to give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up and join with the notion to be a peacemaker. Bible says, "Blessed are the peacemaker, for they shall be uh, for they shall see God. They shall see God. They shall see God." So we want to broker peace, and we will not only just be peacemakers. We want to be people that will uh, be our brother's keeper, business as usual. So more people are now turning to, we're not going to turn to our self-help. So we're going to turn to each other as Africans to see what we can leverage amongst ourselves. So we pick stocks and encouraging uh, uh, nations to get on the round table for peace talk is very important. We must broker peace between our warring faction nations, and also we must as well toe the path of mitigating the fallout, the refugee fallout, and how we're going to be able to help in that regard. That is what Hands for Africa is going to be involved with in the coming years. And by the grace of God, more people will join this very organization to. So So Hands for Africa is here to help. Hands for Africa is here to help. So, and I pray that this help will come in a very swift manner. Yeah, it's not the help that once we talk about help, everything is not money. It's going to be an advocacy kind of help. We're going to be logistically inclined, and we'll be connecting well-meaning people who have what it takes to stand as middlemen in terms of bringing the right influence and leverage over a people and a group of warring factions. So, yes, it is not enough to just speak peace and ensuring that those who are at war and get to know that there is a human uh, disaster, the human side of it that is taking the heat. Women and children are taking the heat. That is where we are coming at. We are coming to that area to let us know that after two elephant fight, the grass must suffer. So the grass that suffer are just within the demography of women, the women folk and the children population. They are those who bear the brunt of all the shenanigans of our so-called actors, the leaders who are actors, so to speak. So, and then we find that these shenanigans is not abating. They keep bringing up on a daily basis new new schemes and new ways of fomenting more troubles just to be able to feed on the sweat and the blood of women and children. So we are going to step in as a people. Africans must rise up to the occasion. Africa must rise up to the occasion. We cannot keep aloof. We cannot stand aloof and watch our people all be killed in drums, be killed massively. They kill like there are no human beings, left to to mediate. So I believe as mediators that God has made us to be, we can all summon the courage. We have to put all the bit and pieces together so that all the warring factions can see reasons to lay down their arms and lay down their arms for good. Yes, the sword must go to the sheath and the arms must be let down so that peace can reign in the Congos. This is not just an incident that is just happening today. It has been happening for the past many decades. And so, God forbid that in our time, we will allow the bloody crisis of the 80s and 90s repeat themselves again. The bloody crisis of 80s and 90s and even the 2000s, some of the crises that happened in Congo, we can't go back to those crises. So that is brewing again. That is in the making again. We must come to a point where we have to talk to Paul Kagame and the leader of the Congolese Republic, and then we have to talk to other neighboring countries to step in and then mediate in the matter that is about to consume a whole of millions of innocent women and children. So that is what we are talking about. The Tutsis and the Hutus who are engaged themselves in Rwanda, and the slaughter was massive. The slaughter of the Tutsis and the Hutus, yeah, both killing themselves, was massive. Was massive, and this death of many people that took place has become an international memorial that has been so has been globally condemned and seen as one another Holocaust that has taken place in the continent. We cannot allow this to happen again. We cannot allow another Rwanda of 1994, the crisis that brewed and killed so many people. I think this should concern the Gen Z generation, as the older generation have so forgotten of what happened before. I'm of the hope that the new generation will not soon forget about the history that is just at their doorstep. So we are going to try our best to talk and bring into the public domain the need for civil society groups to bring it to the fore, talk with organizations, civil society groups, volunteers, and multinationals, and all those who can really come to foster a chain of humanitarian help, so that we can be able to leverage it and get our people in the Congos reached. So that is going to be the mandate of Hands for Africa. We're going to be mobilizing, we're going to be networking, and we're going to be surrogating and making sure that those who are supposed to get the help get the needed help and get it right on time. So many people are dying on a daily basis. And we also heard of the outbreak of some very uh, uh, child killer diseases that are always ravage communities. Yes, there is an outbreak of, there will be an outbreak of cholera. Yes, there will be malaria, there will be syphilis, there will be all manner of evil sicknesses, there will be tuberculosis, there will be all kinds of the seven killer diseases will all be in vogue, where there is massive humanitarian crisis, because the transmission of disease from one person to the other is very, very potentially high, is potentially high than in non-crisis situation. So we have to mobilize the help that people in that region need, so they can be able to lift those needs, those materials, not coming from Europe this time around, but from Africa. We're going to be mobilizing those African, yes, initiated help package that will help to mitigate and cushion the effect and impact of crisis has really bedeviled the people of uh, Congo. I mean, the Tutsis in Congo, as well as our brothers and sisters in Southern Sudan, and of course in Northern Sudan. So we cannot look the other way, then act like we are not seeing anything. We cannot look the other way and act like we ain't seen nothing, and we must uh, come out clean. Yes, he that must come to equity must come with it. Yes, because this time around, I am very, very ready to take the bull by the horn and trust God that He will give me the strength to navigate this path and then get to that destination where we can be able to impact lives and positively so in the coming year Africa. So this is an organization that has been existing, but we are just on the public space, public domain for the past